All right, so we're finally at it. We're at the point where I can start doing some interior stuff. I'm excited for that. I'm tired of being under the car for a little while. So I got both the cars apart here, blown out, and I'm just kind of poking around to try to see which pieces I'm going to keep and which pieces I'm going to leave. And I'm kind of struggling because I'm doing the carpet anyways. So it seems like both cars have just got to be completely torn up. But I'm trying to figure out systematically how I should do it, right? Do I take the build car and just take it all apart and then do the interior swap from the good interior car? But they both have to come out anyways because of the carpet, right? So I'm trying to kind of figure that out. And I think what I'm going to do is probably just tear apart the build car. And then, you know, as I clean it up, put it away, and then start working on the good interior car to just swap pieces over piece by piece. Another thing that I want to make sure that I check out is, you guys saw me messing around with this door before, and by the way, all the wiring I did on this John, we got to do it on the other car as well, which I'm not excited for. That sucked. I know, it's not that hard, it's just annoying and tedious. But yeah, that door, the door on the build car is, you know, the electronics on it aren't working very well, so I already know what it is. I'm not even gonna mess around with doing all that testing now that I know how that works. See, we're learning the platform, which is cool. One of the things I want to make sure is the key fob. I want the key fob to work, so I'm not sure if these cars just come with that harness and the computer, the ECU for the key fob is just an option. Hopefully that's the case, because if it doesn't have it, either I'm just gonna steal it from the other car or just go ahead and buy it on eBay. I think they're pretty cheap. We're gonna mess around with the window regulators to make sure that, you know, this one doesn't need a window regulator as well, because if it does, let me tell you, this one's in trouble. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start poking around and try and start tearing things up for today. Starting to take apart this door, and just like I was worried about some of the speaker systems and audio stuff that this guy had in this car before. These are actually pretty good speakers. They use some good components, I think, but I'm just worried about how the wiring is. I'm dreading to see what the wiring is with this guy. But yeah, wood screws, interesting, especially ones that are that long. That's a little nuts, but all right, we're gonna keep going, poke around. I'll let you know if I see anything else interesting. Got the door apart. It's not too bad, obviously not in as good shape as the other one. I looked at the regulator, it's pretty rusted. I'm actually surprised it still works. I'm just gonna let it ride. But one of the things I am excited about is this module right here. This is the control unit for the keyless entry. One of the things that you need to take a look at if you guys have one of these and are trying to get the fob for it, their fobs are like 10 bucks, is this number right here, this E4EG8DK, as well as this EGD number right here. Those are the ones that you want to match up. I've seen a lot of guys on the internet that are just like buying the CRV generic ones. Gotta make sure that it matches the number on there. I'm actually not sure if it's the same one that I have on the key that I just bought, but they're so cheap that I'm just gonna take a picture of that unit and just buy another one on Amazon. Check it out. It's got the table as well. That's a bonus deal. I didn't even see this one had the table when I bought it. So that's awesome. I got two CRV tables. Actually, I'm going to use this one right now. Making progress. So I'm going to wait to take these side panels off after I take the seats out. Seats are loose, so we're going to try to get these things out without scratching it up. Wish me luck. Not good. Yeah, we're not gonna do that again without taking the door panels off. That's one down, let's do the other one. It's not too bad, a little bit of rust, but we'll clean her up. I wonder if I can put the return in here for the fuel oil. So that's an idea. on this side. Got the front seats out. She's looking pretty empty. And I found a little amp hidden under here. Look at that. Of course, it was grounded with a wood screw, but yeah, we're gonna fix that. I'll probably keep that. We'll see. Why not? All right, we just pulled the carpet out and found a bunch of coins. So, I mean, that's points, right, Kyle?
Yeah, look at the come up. Got what, 50, at least 50 cents right there.
50 cents right there.
Oh, look over here, there's a couple dimes.
Couple of dimes.
There's probably almost a whole dollar back in here.
For real. Not bad.
And then whatever the value of these 2 crayons are. And there was a used Q-tip. So that's also some good points right there.
That's awesome. I won't pick that up. But
yeah, I gotta go wash my hands.
How much more do I need for a Sidewinder?
A Sidewinder turbo manifold? An eBay one, that might get it.
Will an eBay one work?
It'll do.
I wish you just said no.
Just don't get one where the wastegate has really terrible priority. Some of those eBay ones, I don't know what they're thinking, but they do work.
Well, you heard it here first. They do work, but hopefully we'll count up some of these pennies and nickels and be able to buy another CRE. So we're gonna keep at it. All right, to be a little extra, we're gonna do some quick painting in the interior today. There's a couple of spots here and there that have just a little bit of surface rust, so we're just gonna hit it with some rust paint. Nothing too crazy since nobody will ever see it, but because I don't know it's there, it's something I gotta do. So let's hit that real quick. One of the things I'm also doing is taking the trim off, or the rubber bits off, but I noticed for the rear view camera, they did some funky stuff with this. So what I did was I ran everything through the grommet, and then also ran some auxiliary wires back here just in case I'll need them. Again, probably not needed, but just doing things the right way so I know it's done right. But yeah, so this camera wire is gonna go up to the front. I got a new head unit we're gonna install. So just the small things we're chipping away at. Still working on this interior swap, but I reached a kind of big milestone, so I figured I'd record a little bit. So got everything out pretty much other than the door panels. Roof, headliner, everything's coming out nicely. It's not too bad. The only clips that I've had break are the actual roof liner or headliner clips. Everything else has come out pretty nice, but the stuff on top, like the visor clips and all the stuff, for some reason near the headboard is breaking. I figured every clip in here would break, but it's not bad. Check that out. Yeah, this is pretty disgusting, but maybe we'll clean this one up before we put it in here. We'll keep rocking. The boys are about to leave the World Cup. They're leaving a few days early, so I'm gonna actually have the shop available for me for a couple of days. So I'm gonna try to shift the cars around to do all the work in the shop where it's well lit and I can work at night, because the 6 o'clock it's dark time already deal is not working out for me after I get off of work. So it'd be nice to be in the shop where it's well lit. All right, taking a break, coming to the shop to see what the boys are doing. Looks like they're almost done with the prep for World Cup. Kyle's got the engine in there, obviously. I'm trying to convince him for CC's tonight, but he won't do it.
Yeah, I don't know if we can hit CC's pizza tonight, as much as I'd love to.
Why, what do you think, CC's?
No shot.
No shot? No salmonella before World Cup? Come on, dude, you won't.
Not even trying to do it. No.
Nah, things are coming together. Boys are working hard. All right, the boys are off driving down or up to World Cup. We were up pretty late last night doing some minor quick things to get the car ready, which means the shop is empty. So I'm gonna move this whole operation outside of the sun and into a shop. so it's gonna help out when it gets dark out. I can actually see and work on the car and get some of this stuff done a lot quicker. Nelson! Nels! Where's my boy? Nelson! Where's he at? There he is. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Car. Car. Go, boys. Go for a ride. You ready for an adventure? Let's see what happens. Hold on your butts. Oh, hold on, bub. It's kind of weird, huh? So I'm gonna have... What was that? Well, that ain't good. Okay, we're still good. We're good. We're good. Just a minor setback. Got that stiff suspension. Oh, easy. Sure. What happens if we ghost ride this thing? Wanna try it? Should we do it? Run right into... Nah. Okay, how are we gonna do it? Back it in or put it in forwards? I say put this sucker in forwards, put the other one in backwards. What do you think, Nels? Make sure the door's clear. Sure. Like this? Let's see if the door's clear. Oh yeah, just barely. Easy peasy, bubbaroo. Oh, this one's gonna... Nice. Yeah? She's minty. Alright. Here we are. Things may have gotten a little bit out of hand, but we're still making the car worse. So there's that. I don't know why I do this. Anyways, we're pulling the dash out. If you haven't already been able to establish that. It's fine. It's fine. We've gone this far. Anything under?
Nope, we're good.
Alright, oh man, rotate.
Hot?
Oh, that sounds great.
What's that piece?
Yeah, whatever it was, I just stepped on the entire bolt thing.
Oh, was it just black?
Oh, dang.
Where are you going with it?
It's over there by the Prelude, I guess. Well, that was a pain in the ass. That was way harder than it needed to be. One of the things I'm doing, I'm actually swapping out the ignition and key deal here. So I had to cut this little bolt right here. It's a shear bolt, so it's replaceable. To get into or to pull out this whole mechanism. It's kind of pain in the butt, not gonna lie, but again, we're kind of in it, so might as well, right? Alright, another day in the shop. Really need to get this thing going because I only have 2 days before World Cup I have to leave for it. And these cars have to be done by then. So, still looking a little bit rough on the build car this morning. Got the headliner in last night. I wanted to film that because that was the biggest pain in the butt to do by myself. But I was so frustrated with it, I was just like, I'm just gonna get it in and not worry about getting the camera all set up. So sorry about that. Today the goal is to get the back end put together on the build car. And everything else is gonna come in really quickly, I believe. I think what's gonna hold us up, at least putting the build car back together, is whether or not we put the old dash back into it, which is laying over here, or do we take out the dash from the donor car because I have to do the ignition. I have to get the ignition out of this one, the cylinder out of this one. Anyways, I don't really know. Depending on the time, I think I need to set myself up with a limit here. Like if I can get everything put together by in the next like three hours, then I'll go ahead and make that call. But yeah, we're running short on time. I don't think I'm going to be able to put the donor car back together before World Cup, but as long as the build car is done, I'll be happy. All right, let's get to it. Alright guys, so I wanted to pause real quick. I'm still throwing the CRV together, putting the dash back into the build car. Taking it out the second time was a lot more efficient. I figured out how to do it a lot more efficiently, so it's going a lot quicker. But I wanted to show you guys one thing before I go any further, and that's the steering column. You guys will see that the steering column is kind of pitched forward, or the wheel is kind of pitched forward, like a school bus. I don't really like that, so I was tinkering around with it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing I did with the Miata, the race car. And that is these pins or bolts that hold the steering wheel or the whole column assembly into the dash. You can see that if you put some spacers in there, it'll actually drop the steering column down a little. Holy Christ almighty. You scared the shit out of me, Lee. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so it'll drop down the column a little bit, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. That scared the crap out of me, dude. Jeez. Anyways.
Deep into that filming, baby.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. I just wanted to show you guys. That's kind of gonna be the plan. I don't know if it will fix the pitch coming back a little bit, but it'll definitely drop the column a little bit because I kind of sit like this. This is kind of how I drive at this level down here. So you can see the wheel rim is in the way. So getting the wheel down as much as you can, obviously you can go aftermarket, but getting the wheel down as much as you can definitely helps. And since I'm standing in a CRV, yes, I'm standing the CRV. I figured I'd show you guys without the seat here. But one of the things I immediately noticed when driving the CRV is you're so low down here. So whenever you're making like a left turn, that mirror right there is right in the way. So you can see this is where I sit. So that mirror right there is really in the way for seeing anything over here on the left. So you wouldn't believe it, but they don't even make an aftermarket mirror for the CRV. I looked everywhere to try to see if I can get a smaller mirror, but I can't find anything. So if you guys know of anything, know any adapters that I can get that will make those mirrors a little smaller for me to be able to see over, I would appreciate that, because that is going to be a problem that I'm not sure if I'll be able to fix. And that is a big blind spot. But interesting. All right, getting back to work. All right, we're back from World Cup. It was a blast, but I wanted to show you guys the interior progress. So on the build car, interior's almost put back together, missing a door panel. Got to put the handbrake cable back together, but overall, it's pretty much done. It looks great. I mean, it's exactly what I wanted. Perfect interior. This one, the one we pulled from, not so much. I did run out of time on that guy before we went to World Cup, so I'm just going to throw it together piece by piece whenever I have time, but I did want to get the wheels on ASAP. So in order to do that, we do have to paint them and prep them. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to sand these down to about 500 grit, clean them up, and then we're going to hit it with the paint. I'm a little bit worried that it's a little cold outside, but we're still in that low 70s range, so I think it'll be okay. But yeah, a little bit of a tedious job with the sanding and prepping, but hey, it's all about the prep, right? So gonna try to get those done so we can mount the tires up this weekend, hopefully. So let's get to it. Alright, that was a pain in the butt, but I got these all scuffed up, ready to go. I was able to fix some of the major curb rash and scuffed it up with the Scotch-Brite and some 500 grit sandpaper. So I'm going to clean these up with the power washer and then see if I can paint them today. I'm excited. It's getting a little late in the day, and I know it's going to be cold at night, so I'm kind of risking it. But I just want to be done with them really bad so I can mount them this weekend and see them on the car. Well, we're finished painting with variable degrees of success, I suppose. 2 cans was definitely not enough base coat, and I'm bummed about it because I spent all day prepping them, and it's just there's some spots that are darker than others, and I'm a little bit bummed about it. I decided to go ahead and just clear it anyways, and I don't know if that was the right move or not. The color is fine. I do like the color, but there are some darker spots here and there that are shining through. Let's see if we can get one of these wheels in the light. Let's see what this looks like. It's still dry in the clear. But, yeah, it's definitely a lighter wheel color for sure. This is Galaxy Silver GM color. I think the Corvettes came in them with this color. But yeah, not too happy about the results, but I got impatient, surprisingly, considering everything I've done to prep it and do. I just got impatient. Here are the colors I used. So this is the Galaxy Silver. This is, again, the GM color. This was the color I was going to originally use, and it's a lot darker, a little bit more flake, and this is a Ford color. Obviously, you gotta go with the 2K. This is amazing stuff. It definitely brought some of the shine out. I put some heavy clear coat on there, so it definitely brings out the shine. Yeah, so, I mean, nitpicking here and there, but overall, I guess it's a success. I mean, me being a little bit picky about it is fine, I guess. It's just a CRV, right? But it's my CRV. I want it to look nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna let these cure for a couple days and try to mount them this weekend, Sunday. Lee is getting ready for his birthday bash. We're having a car meet and bit of a party here, barbecue for his birthday. Happy birthday, Lee. So it's gonna be some friends over. Jamie and Brent from PFI, they're still here, so they're gonna be around. The race is tomorrow. I'm gonna be excited for that. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, we're getting there. We're getting close. I really appreciate you guys watching this one. Thanks so much for the support. See you next time.
Greg, what do you got going on here?
I mean, they strapped me to a rocket again. Every single time we hang out with this Chris guy. Where's he at? Chris. Why is it every time you come over you strap me to a rocket?